What's up, everybody? I don't even know how to start this video, honestly. I'm sorry if I sound a little rough. I'm still getting over a sickness I've had since Christmas. I've been coughing and my throat's tore up and got congestion in my head and all this stuff, fluid on my ears. But I want to talk to you guys for a second because I've been watching a lot of videos recently about some pressing matters, and I guess it finally got to me. I've been dealing, well, I mean, you guys have seen the videos. I've been dealing with a lot, and my depression and anxiety have been a real issue, and I've tried my best to hide it. And I know there's a lot of people that have been, trying to help me out, trying to keep me up, trying to keep me going. And I owe a lot to them. But it's getting to the point that when I'm at home behind closed doors, it gets a lot harder to fight. And I've been trying to keep going because I keep wanting to believe, honestly, that there's a silver lining or there's light at the end of the darkness, and I want to keep thinking that. I mean, it's a new year, so maybe things will be different. And even with that positive mentality, I keep going back to the old ways of thinking that nothing's going to change, and that nothing is exactly gone the way I hoped. I wouldn't say planned, because I didn't really plan anything out. I just kind of hoped. And I've never really been good at much, like in real life, in the stream world, YouTube world, whatever you want to call it. I've never been the best at it. I've tried to be, but I need to realize that I'm not gonna be. And I feel like I put too much of myself into it and expected more than like the reality of the situation. Like I don't know if it was like delusions of grandeur or what the case may be. But I don't know. I've been dealing with these thoughts, and at nighttime when I'm sitting around by myself and no one's around, I'll be watching videos or trying to game or listen to music or something. Just, excuse me, anything to take my mind off of stuff. But I always end up wandering back into my own brain, and I get caught in these thoughts. And when I had the money, I used to just drink to make everything better. I've relied on alcohol too much in my life, and I know it's not a healthy crutch, or, I guess it's the best way to describe it. It's just, I know it's not healthy, but it's been the one thing that's helped me get through most of my stuff was drinking. And I've also seen what that's done to people around me, watching me pretty much kill myself day after day with alcohol, just so I can exist and cope. But I know that makes me weak, that I can't deal with reality without some kind of help. I've tried to deal with this stuff the best I could, and I don't know what to do anymore. I don't have the strength to keep going. I mean, I keep talking to my friends, just trying to get that little boost, something to help me get back up again. But even when I do, it feels like it's temporary, and I just come back down again. And with my depression, I've found many, many, many times that I have wanted to die. And I'm not saying that for attention. I'm not crying out. I know I need help. I just don't know how to get it right off the bat, because when I was younger, I dealt with all these mental issues, and I was in and out of psych hospitals and psych wards and everything else, and that just didn't seem to help. All they ever wanted to do was put you on medication and then send you home. I've talked to people. I've tried talking to therapists. I've tried talking to friends. I've tried talking to family members. And it just doesn't feel like anything works anymore. Like there's no escape from it. And I don't know. I'm not even sure why I'm making this. I guess if something were to happen, I just didn't want everybody to think it just happened out of the blue or why did it happen, this and that. These are my words. I don't want anybody making up my story for me. You know, trying to make excuses. Oh, well, he was troubled or he was this and he was that. I don't want that. I want people to know the truth, the words from my own mouth. I want them to hear it from me. Because, yeah, I know I'm a fucked up individual, but, I mean, I'm not the only person in the world that's dealing with shit. I don't try to pretend that I'm the only person in the world dealing with shit. I know that people got it far worse than me somewhere. And I feel like a whiny little bitch just for bringing it up, but there are some days where it feels like there's no end. There's some days I wake up and I'm just praying to go back to sleep again. Because the dream world is better than reality. At least in the dream world, I feel like I have some kind of sense of control of things. And out here, I'm nothing. I have no power. I'm just a person. I thought I'd be much further by now in life. I thought I would have done much more. I thought I would have helped more people. I never expected to be a 30-year-old bum. I'm living with my friends because I can't afford to live on my own. I can't afford to take care of my own kids. And that's something that bothers me more than anything is I'm glad they're young. Because maybe things will change and then when they get older they won't remember any of this. Because I don't want my kids to be the ones to go and be like, oh, well, my dad was a sorry piece of shit. He couldn't provide for me. He couldn't provide for my siblings. At the end of the day, I want them to know that I tried. And I'm still trying. I want to make things better. I genuinely want to make things better, but I don't know how. I fill out job applications daily. I make phone calls. I try to get my foot in the door in places. I try to get things fixed because I want to get my life back on track. I want to get stable again. Even when I wasn't working full time, I was making a living streaming at one point, but even that's gone now. And I'm not trying to be a negative person. I just feel like nothing I do is good enough. That's just the reality of it. It's as plain as I can put it. I just don't feel like the effort I put in is being rewarded or reciprocated. I mean, I don't know how to word it any other way. I just thought my life would be different. I thought I'd have a stable job and a family, a house. I mean, I had this illusion when I was a teenager that when I was in my 30s that I'd have this house and a yard and a wife and my family and my kids. And I don't know if that was just a foolish dream or if it was just an unattainable goal. I thought I'd have a career that I'd be working every single day and I would love and enjoy and wouldn't have to worry about if there's food on the table, or if they're going to cut the lights off, or there's going to be gas in the car. That's another thing. Fucking car's gone. I was going to spend the day with my daughter the other day and blew the fucking head gasket out completely. Because I know I told you guys about it before that I suspected that the head gasket was blown. But I got it, I guess, temporarily resealed, and it was running okay-ish. And then that morning it completely blew out. It even blew the cap off the reservoir, and I have no idea where it went. There was just smoke rolling out. The temperature thermostat skyrocketed. And it just, now it won't even start. It's completely dead in the water. And that's just been added to the list of stresses. I just want, at some point, I can go through a day without stressing over anything. Not worrying about this or that, everything. I just want one day where I can focus on getting things done. I don't have to have that worry in the back of my mind. I just know that, I'm going to get through this day. I just want one day. I don't know if it's just me thinking negative or just looking at things in the negative light instead of looking at the bright side of it, or if this is some kind of karma for something I did in my past. Because anybody that knows me from back then knows I wasn't a good person. I don't claim to be a good person. I was a drug addict. I was a user and an abuser. And then when I got 18 and up, I decided to get my life right. I sobered up, got my life on track, had my first kid at 21, was married at 20. And of course, I got that divorce and everything else, separation, custody. Got another relationship, had another kid, had a job, a house. That all went to shit. Then when I moved here because I was engaged again. Thought things were going to be completely different, and they weren't. And I had my last child with that woman. My second son I haven't seen in well over a year. I have no idea where him or his mother ran off to. I've had no contact. I think about him constantly. He'll be 7 years old next month. And I haven't seen him in over a year. I know it was kind of a weird tangent, but this is stuff that's always in my head. I know it's like a lot of people right now just going, you're really negative. You think about bad stuff. But bad stuff is all I've known. It seems like for the last 30 years, it's all been bad. I mean, there's been a few little shining spots of good, like when my kids were born. And then meeting certain people throughout my life. Those are the good moments. But everything else has been fucking awful. And I don't know if I'm to blame or if someone else is to blame. I'm not going to sit here and pawn off like most people, like, oh, my life's so fucking terrible because somebody else. No, I know I had a hand in that. I know I made some fucked up choices in my life. I know I've done some things that I will live to regret forever. But you can't change the past. You can just learn from it, adapt, and make a new future, which is what I've tried to do. But it seems like when I get out of one funk, I find myself in another. I just want to tell people now, especially young people, if you're watching this, make a change now for the better before it's too late. Before you get to your 30s and then you're in my position, where every day is a fight, every day is a struggle. You don't know what's going to happen, and all you're doing is looking over your shoulder because you know something's going to go wrong. It's not if, it's when. and anybody else, not even just the young people, to everyone, if you need to make a change for whatever reason, make it now. Make the change, whatever it is, whether it's you need to stop doing drugs, you need to stop drinking, or you need to stop smoking, or you want to kick caffeine and sugar, whatever. I mean, just make the change. And it's not New Year, New Me bullshit. Fuck New Year's resolution. This is not a New Year revolution. This is a new life resolution. Something that you're going to change now for the betterment of forever. And I know I'm not one to preach. I'm not trying to preach. I know I'm not one to talk, but I'm telling you from my personal experience, stop and get out while you can. Before you can't. It'll be too late. There is always a too late. A lot of people will think about it like, oh, well, and procrastinate. But you don't realize that will come and bite you in the ass so fast. Just get out. Make the change. Whatever that change is, like I said, even if it's drug related or drink related or food related, or even if it's people, toxic people. If you got a group of friends that you know aren't for good for you, but you're hanging out with because you're alone or you just want somebody to be around, get away from them. Cast out toxic people. If you're in a toxic relationship, end it. Guys and girls, if you got a shitty girlfriend or a shitty boyfriend, kick them. Don't spend your life fucking miserable. I chose to live miserable. That was my choice. It was my fault. I know it's my fault. But I learned to never do it again. And so I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. I've rambled on. And hopefully this message will get to somebody. Hopefully it helps somebody. Don't pity me. Do not show me pity. I'm not looking for pity. I just want to talk. Give you people the truth. I've always been one to give the truth. And when I hit these slumps, since there's no one around to talk to, I'm going to talk to you. I love every one of you wholeheartedly. Even if we've never met before, I consider you a friend, and I look out for my friends. If you need me, drop a line down in the comments section, send me a direct message or something. My social networks are up on here. Get in touch with me. I will help you to the best of my ability if I can. Anyway, I appreciate you guys hanging out here, and I'll see you next time in the graveyard. Bye, everybody.